Right, here we are going live for the first time in a very long time. Welcome everybody as I tune in with those of you who might join me live and those who might watch this in the replay. For those of you who I don't know, I'm Alicia Zantea, and this is the first week of our 12-week Weaving the Songchords that I'm sharing with a group of 12 epic souls as we journey through the different energy systems and chakras of the body, from earth all the way up to soul star, as well as all of the energy systems that are the symbiosis of our body, including the neural system, the cardiovascular system, and all of those things, you know, play into the multidimensionality of who we are and what we can access through sound. So yeah, welcome. This is the first time that I have been live for a very long time, and this is my commitment to myself to start to share more of what I'm experiencing with sound, with frequency and vibration and the language of energy, with this phenomenal adventure over 12 weeks and with this group of sonic explorers. I'm calling it a 12-week sonic metamorphosis. So in a moment I will just briefly share a couple of minutes of the background, and then we'll get straight into a biofield visualization through humming and sound, and then I'm going to go straight into the sonic activation that is kind of funneling through me from the group from yesterday as we opened our 12-week journey. And along this 12 weeks I'll be doing this live every probably Wednesday afternoon or maybe Thursday morning, but I'll share that into my story. And please send me a comment about where you're coming from and if you'd like to be linked in with these sessions. I think they're just going to reveal more and more epic information about what is streaming through all of our soul resonance and our consciousness over this next 3-month period that feels just like such a fertile and a rich time to be connecting together in heart space and coherence of heart and mind and spirit. As our planet undergoes some pretty major shifts and transitions. What a wild year to be here in a human body. So thank you for joining, those who I have the joy of playing with today. I've actually written a few notes because there's a lot that came through yesterday's transmission. I'll briefly begin by saying that I've been expanding my capacity for unstructured sound and channeling with who I call my galactic godmother, Jane, in Piha, New Zealand, who is a medium. I refer to her as a sonic medium for the information and the pieces, the threads that come through her inner vision, her intuitive sense, and through guidance from her high self and the fractals of herself, and those who are guiding and those who come in to speak with her from the other frequencies that we all have access to, that we don't necessarily see or hear in the spectrum of what is humanly possible at this point, although we are all expanding pretty rapidly at this time. And then we've been sharing this with wider groups for the last 2 years. And that began with opening my voice to sing and sound, bring through frequencies, to work with people's bodies during Bowen therapy sessions 10 years ago. So that was kind of the origin and has been the breadcrumb journey. And as we've been expanding this into groups for the last 6 months, those who have never even experienced sound as a transmission or an activation before, and say that they're not visual people, still can open and receive like intuition and also vision when they experience it through sound and through this group connection. I think that through like osmosis allows us to expand what is possible and capable, but potentially dormant through our belief system, or not having experienced that ability to access our inner vision before. And by expanding my vocal capacity, I mean expanding my vocal range, the bandwidth, the color, the texture, pitch and tone, as well as freeing my inner critic of the need to sound appropriate or pretty or behave normally or paint within the lines of sound in range. And we don't always normally speak like this, and we don't always speak in these ways. Like, we have this bandwidth that feels comfortable and appropriate and normal, depending on our childhood and our stories around our voice. So it's essentially opening into the full multi-dimensional frequencies and sounds that exist in nature, in many, many dialects, through, imagine if you could hear the sound of the mycelium. I have actually heard this once in a museum display. The sound of mycelium and like the growth of the ejection of a mushroom spore. Like, what would that sound like? So all of those like inaudible frequencies are, I imagine, what can come through when we actually open to give it the full unstructured playfulness of our voice. So if you're new to sound, as I open with this sonic transmission, my only suggestion or invitation is to come into a space where you can be undisturbed, and really just tune into the sensation of your body, of your breath, of your childlike imagination. Like, this is where the magic happens. It's when we can be in the full playfulness and imagination space, where the power of the primordial flow of life can actually be received and transmitted through the imagination space, through the curiosity of our inner landscape. Yeah. Okay. So I would love to know where you're joining from. So the location that you will be tuning in from, and connecting our grid points on different parts of the planet as we come into the sound activation together. Once I've done the sound activation, I am then going to share the themes of what came through yesterday's transmission. Actually, maybe I'll share those themes and then we'll come into the sound activation. I'm just going to share the dot points of the themes, and I'll expand on them after we come into the sound activation. No, it actually feels more spacious to not pre-pave what has come through the sound, so that you can have your own experience of what comes through the sound for you. Okay, that's how we'll do it. Still working this out, and this is the first live, so bear with me as I sort my space and my technology and my systems, and yeah. Okay, so if you're in a space where you can just close your eyes down, I'm going to invite you to tune in with your breath for a moment. A few breaths to just land fully in your body, bring your energy into your spine. And open to the curiosity of your inner child, that spontaneous, playful, maybe 3-year-old that still lives in the center of your heart. kind of take a back seat and let your 3-year-old be the one who experiences this. So taking a nice big inhale, draw all of your energy field, your 6-foot biofield, into the center of your heart. Then hold and release. Just come into your natural breathing for a moment as I take us through a visualization of our biofield. So bringing your attention and awareness into the central column of your spine, and imagine that there is a 2-way flow of energy down the front of your spine and up the back of your spine that enters and exits 3 feet above your head and 3 feet below your feet. It extends 6 feet around your entire body, and it's shaped like an apple core. It's a toroidal field of your electromagnetic energy. Everybody who has a heartbeat has this energy field. It is your light field, your light body. It's the invisible part of us that communicates and has a dialogue of information with the resonance and vibration of everything around us and within us. So as you just sense into this moving current of energy, this river of light that moves up and down your spine simultaneously, enters and exits above your head and below your feet, and swirls in this toroidal action around your body, 6 feet around your body. And in your mind's eye, moving down through your body to your feet, and just imagine extending down into the mycelium and the tree roots, the root system of the planet, and just feeling your spidey senses move through your soles of your feet and just start connecting in with that system under our feet. Tapping into that incredible resource of energy and information and song. And as you inhale, just drawing that awareness up through your spine to your crown and sending your spidey senses up into the sun to connect in with that energy in the center of the sun, this golden, warm, rich life force energy that imbues everything on our planet with light and life, feeds the photonic aspect of our biofield and body. So we'll do 3 hums to begin, and then I'm going to move straight into the sound activation. Big inhale, drawing everything from your biofield, thoughts, feelings, sensations, right into the center of your heart, and hold. As we hum, we're going to say hello to Gaia, to country underneath where we're sitting, through our spidey senses. Inhale, drawing all of that incredible life force energy, vibration up through your soles of your feet, up the river of light of your spine to your crown, and up into the center of the sun, and hold. And as you hum, expanding your awareness and consciousness to fill the entire glowing golden orb of the sun. Inhale, a relaxing, just come back into your natural breath for a minute as I explain the next one. And allow your awareness and your consciousness to really absorb and feel the warmth and that golden liquid honey light of the sun. We're going to draw all of that gold frequency down through the crown and into the center of your heart and your lungs, and hold. As you hum, we're going to reverberate this into every cell and space of your body, out into your 6-foot biofield. See that warm sunshine coming down through the photosynthesis of your body and down through your energetic roots to anchor that into Gaia, into country. And just inviting you to remain in this space of curiosity and listening as I move into the sound activation. I don't amor. Kiara kuna tikri tikri tur koria tikri tik 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 skirata kau boyana. Tikri krut krut tikru tik krundit koria. Koria tik tikria koria. Nayara nakiana naria nayara. Apparently the rooster as a totem is the energy and the symbology of resurrection, of bringing through the full, well, you know, a rising in the morning. It's like the resurrection of coming from the dream time and the sleeping and then rising back into the consciousness of the day. So I think this rooster has just started crowing in my backyard again in the last 6 weeks. Well, a couple of backyards over. Hey Jen, nice to have you here, my sister. Bring them on video. How do I do that? So I'm very curious for any of you who have the chance to sink into that sound activation that I just finished, and to get your sense of what that was like for you, and what is moving through those spaces, through the inner spaces. And I'm just going to allow that energy to kind of settle and marinate before I move into the themes that came through our first session yesterday. So as we opened our 12-strand song chord portal yesterday, I invited the group to start an altar that they can add to with one symbol each week as we move through the 12 weeks. And as I was writing, not just about the altar, but also about the 12 bead song chord that I'll be creating. I'm glad that you got the last part of that, Jen. I was hoping you'd be on before I started, but you'll be able to watch the transmission anyway. As I am feeling into the energy that wants to be anchored and recorded into the crystal frequencies each week. The first one was the diamond frequency, which came through our session yesterday. The second one is the blue ray, the blue crystal frequency, which Luca saw in his dream the night before we started. This is my 4-year-old. And as I was writing about the crystal song chord and the email to send out to everybody, Luca dropped my tiger's eye bracelet and all the beads scattered everywhere on the floor. And then I found out that tiger's eye is known as the crystal of the all-seeing, all-knowing eye. That it carries, it's called the golden ray, the crystal of the golden ray, and it brings through the connection and the harmonic resonance between sun and earth, Ra and Geb. And that's in the Egyptian symbology. And the second thing that came through was this pyramid with the gold rutilated quartz, if you can see that. And the gold theme came through our session yesterday through one of our participants, one of our sisters. And then yesterday, so this is the connection for me to Egypt, which is mysterious to me. I don't know where that sits yet, but that the tiger's eye came through, and this theme of gold coming through the sound portal is really interesting. And then when I went for a play at the beach yesterday afternoon to a new place with Luca, there were 2 pyramids built in the sand there. So this theme is deepening. And also I felt called to bring these dragonfly wings to the portal, to my altar, sorry. And then yesterday, the day after, as we were starting the call, I pulled the dragonfly card, and one of our sisters on the call has a dragonfly tattoo and literally had a dragonfly take a piece of her hair in its mouth and fly away with it and eat her hair, basically. And then what I listened to through Nancy Rebecca's starseed transmission yesterday is that this iridescent, translucent energy, or their wing structure for her is how the seraphim come through to her, which is in many different cultures is known as the angelic choir, or those who are the higher order of the 12 frequencies, color rays of creation. That's my perspective of it, rather than them being like an angelic being. Their frequency, everything that I sense from all the storytelling and mythology across all cultures and spaces is all frequency and vibration and sound. So yeah, lots of threads coming through that are really, really fun to play with. So there's probably more stories, but I'll move into the themes that have come through the collaboration of our groups, visioning through the sound activation, and the awareness that is moving through our own individual sound play. So there's a section where I do a sonic activation and we share what comes through that space, and a section where we all play in different unstructured ways with our own voices together and then share what comes through that. And it's super interesting, very curious. And I think the underlying theme for me is just I wonder, because really I don't know. I really don't know, and I like that I don't know what's necessarily coming through, because it allows my child to take the reins on it. Okay, so the first theme, I'm going to dot point the themes and then I'll go into them in a bit more depth. The first theme that came through leading into yesterday's session is that the karmic program, the karmic program for our planetary experience is completed, is no longer part of our Earth program. The second theme was there is this new pulse, this new frequency has begun, this like deep frequency that is accelerating the wake up of consciousness on our planet. That pulse, I feel like, is part of a 26,000 year precessional cycle. I don't think it's new, but it feels like whatever has anchored is now being pulsed out through the consciousness of humans. And that was the second thing. The third is for those who are already aware, it's go time. Those who have the capacity and the inspiration to bring their gifts into the world and their creative soul flavor through whatever means that is unique to each of our resonance. We're fully resourced and the doors are all open. And I'll explain that more soon. The fourth theme, was of one of the image of a symbolic circle or hoop that has many doors around the outside. And the hoop or the circle of our consciousness and our co-creative reality has been re-established with a new invitation and new frequency that is outside of linear time. And I'll explain how the themes of the Tesseract came in through that vision theme. The fifth is that our attention is our most powerful currency and will be our most powerful currency as we move through this year of the dissolving of all of the old hierarchical power over systems and structures on our planet. And that means attention both inwards to our body compass and outwards to what we are feeding our nervous system through our eyes and through our ears. Information. So attention is going to be our most powerful currency moving forward. And then the last theme is that our starseed selves, whether this is a new excuse me, whether this is a new awareness, or this is even part of your paradigm, your awareness of yourself as an energetic being or not, you'll sense this in different energetic language, different ways of experience this energetically, is that our starseed selves, what some call our higher selves, the fractals of our consciousness, as well as our star and ancestor guides, have fully stepped in to support our heart-led visions and our collective vision of peace and connection and unity. And this was seen by a couple of our wonderful sonic explorers, sonic team, as an individual and a planetary awakening, like a council of galactic elders. So, whether that was a team that are working through us, with us, or whether that was like an expression of all the different frequencies that are now united and coming into harmonic resonance together and potentially, now working together through our awareness and consciousness. I don't know. And that includes the seraphim. So those are the themes that I'm going to expand on. I'd like to add that anything that I share here is through the filter of symbology and my own perspective. My mind has been exploded wide open over the last 10 years from never knowing myself as a spiritual or an energetic being, never even having heard the word spirituality really, to a full immersion into the science of biology and quantum biology of water consciousness. Like, yeah, so I'm bridging. Part of my job here is to be the bridge between my old self and my future self, and for those who resonate with that. So the language of being in a human body, as well as the language of what I'm starting to experience opening multidimensionally, and what I think many of us are experiencing at this time. And I'd like to say that the elders of our 12-week group have been walking this path and anchoring this energy for a long time, 70 odd years. So I feel very blessed to be playing and collaborating with every single one of the 12 and all of you who are joining on this journey. I'm still learning the language of energy and vibration, so what I interpret is really coming through that lens and filter, and you'll interpret this in your own way. I feel like I'm still learning to interpret it and to pull the threads together, to tell a story and to share the puzzle pieces that make reflect our collective vision. I do know that one of my roles here in this life, I know now in this last year, is as a sonic activator through my voice, through assisting others to fully open and love and accept the whole of their resonance, not just voice, but the whole of your soul frequency. And to awaken individual and mass consciousness, dormant memory and DNA through the frequency that comes through the sound, to really help others remember and to support as we each step into our fully conscious, fully sovereign, divine and human potential and purpose here. A lot of it is a mystery to me, so I'm learning to stand in that knowing of myself in open curiosity of I don't know and I wonder and imagine it. So yeah, that's the invitation here for anyone who's joining. All right, so doggy dogs in the background, which is going to actually tie into my theme of where your attention goes is what you amplify. Okay, so theme number 1 is this karmic program is now completed on our planet. And I've seen this reflected through a few different people that I watch on YouTube who've been walking this path a long time. Leading it into the opening of our first call yesterday, I had a conversation, a session with Jane, where what she saw coming through the sound was this breaking away of a timeline that was seeded here on the planet, pre-Atlantean Lemurian times, when the Mintakans were apparently here as part of the energy of Earth, of Gaia. And the Mintakans apparently are a group of beings that knew harmony and peace and harmonic resonance and coherence on the Earth before this karmic program seeded, which I won't go down that track. So what she saw coming through the sound was like this breakaway of this timeline of the third cycle, Jane calls it, that broke away and dissolved. And that was that part of the Earth's old story, dissolved and gone. And now for me, what I sense is that where I place my attention and the awareness of those beliefs and the realization that now all doors are open, all possibilities are available to us for what we want to seed as the new dream of our most beautiful life. So that is what came in moving into yesterday's session. And I'd like to add that one of the transmissions, one of the videos that I saw from Susie Miller, who is the godmother of the autist community, shared something that came through. She's a very clear and incredibly beautiful human and a medium who works with the telepathy of the autist community, non-verbal autists. And she said she received this image from them, I think she said it was from them, of, I can't remember what she said was the creatures in the jar, but like, humans in a jar, let's say dragonflies in a jar, that have been living in this, beautiful container in space that's created just for them. It's glass. It's a glass, I don't know, maybe like a fish tank or something. And the roof had then been taken off this habitat, but they hadn't noticed that the roof had been taken off, and they just continued about their business like nothing had changed, and they didn't even realize that they were then free to go. So that was the sense that I got around the Karmic program has been completed. Okay, theme 2. The theme 2 that came through our group was that there's this deep earthly pulse. My senses from the inner dimensions, the center of the planet, inner Earth. Oh yeah, that reminds me, I need to talk about that. Where the frequency or the strength of this resonance of awakening is increasing and starting to really move through in stronger reverberations. Those who are here in this lifetime to wake up and assist the freedom of humanity. So that was the vision, that was what someone shared of kind of waking up from a deep sleep, which is interesting with the rooster calling in the background. Theme 3 came through the image of a symbolic circle or a hoop with many, many doors around the outside. Actually, 3 of the group shared about this circle symbolism, and a few different themes came through that circle and hoop. So the first one was that this circle or hoop has been reestablished, rather than this hierarchical order of elitism and different levels of existence on our planet. We're coming back into this hoop where everybody is on an equal stage, equal level. And with that is the invitation of a new frequency that is being established outside of 3D and 4D time. And what was seen was that all those doors, rather than kind of trying to go and look and see what's through all the doors, some were from the past, some were from the future, was to come and sit in the center in quietness and observation and witnessing, and then we can see that all the doors are open and you can choose like any of the options and opportunities that are coming through your creative interior. That was my interpretation of this wonderful woman's image that she shared with us. The other symbol of the hoop that came through was seen with 2 squares, one inside the other one inside the hoop. And what I sense from that is that the sphere, the toroidal energy field of our planet was my interpretation, is now there's a tesseract that's available here with this reestablishment of this symbolic circle. And the tesseract, if any of you have seen the Marvel movies, so Hollywood really channels a lot of the energetic, multi-dimensional threads, foundation of what's actually happening on our planet. I mean, think of Star Wars. There's so many, even all the kids' movies. The kids' movies have so many themes that are real, that exist underneath the fabric of our reality. So the tesseract is the symbol that is outside of 4D time, 3D, 4D time. And that's the theme of its go time. All doors are open, and we can now create in a way outside of the karmic loop, outside of the old time cycles, that allow us to create the vision of the new earth, the most beautiful vision of our life that we want to experience. So that was that theme. Just checking through. And also that with that, we are fully resourced. So the fully resourced part is really coming through the gold frequency. And one of our team saw the anointing of each of us within this container being anointed with like a gold kind of paint, or maybe ochre or something like that, as if the ceremony was opened. Essentially the ceremony was open of the next 12 weeks. And so that brings me to the next theme, which is attention is our most powerful energy and currency moving forwards. And that's both inwards to our body compass to guide the way forward in discernment of what is true for us, what we want to give our energy to, and what we're amplifying on the planet. So that full sovereign power is there for us if we choose it. And that means that we get to reimagine or envision, what does our most beautiful life actually feel like? And that for me, like, have I ever stopped to think, like, what is the most uninhibited, free, creative and beautiful life that I can imagine living? And that's what would that actually feel like for you? And just before I come into the final theme, expanding on, there has been in the lead up to this course a lot of those, you know, threads of interference of the old story of, you know, what have I got to offer? Why would anyone want to listen to what I have to say, or, you know, be a part of something that feels valuable to me? The power in, and lots of those threads of like not good enough, too weird, too quirky, were almost debilitating in the lead up to this course. There were many times where I wasn't sure if we were even meant to be doing it. And sensing the interference, those frequencies that come through as we're just about to step into like the next most exquisite and beautiful and creative and empowered layer, those are the threads that we can now sense into and say, thank you, I appreciate you, and now you can be freed up for more creative energy, because this is the path I'm walking. So yeah, that focus of this is my north compass, and I don't need to know anything else. This is my north compass. I'm not listening to that old story. And thank you. And how about come into the love and appreciation as we move forward together? Okay. The final theme was something seen by quite a number of our crew, is that there is a council gathering that is part of our star families. Our star families are all here in and amongst the invisible frequencies, assisting and supporting all of us moving forward, who know that they are here to bring more love and connection and beauty and creativity through our planet as we all move through this incredible, you know, vortex. Oh yeah, that was pretty cool too. Vortex of the birthing canal of our humanity. One of our sisters saw, as we moved in through one of the sound portals, the final sound activation, found herself down in the ocean, swimming down towards the deep, deep ocean, where there was a portal, and an eye opened and looked through that portal. And it's like we're moving now deeper into the subconscious of the human experience, and we have the opportunity to move through that portal, that kind of false bottom that is within us, that kind of separates us from the veil, through the veil of our larger dimensional selves. And interestingly, the day before the session, I listened to another one of Nancy Rebecca's episodes on the water spirits, the mer beings, she called them, that she has had her own personal experience with and seen. And in this episode, she shared that one of her crew that she was taking on an astral traveling journey had swum all the way down in the astral travel journey. They'd all swum down through this oceanic cave, a cave in the ocean, all the way down to the bottom. And a few of them had gone so deep that they'd seen this portal at the bottom of the ocean. And as they went through it, it took them through into outer space, essentially. So really interesting that theme came through our sound container as well. Yeah. So this council of elders that was seen was like they were gathering and able to connect through all of our individual star lineages and ancestral lineages to come together in this circle, in this hoop, so that they could then start to work together from all of the places that we each have connections to in other realms and dimensions. I don't know. So that is week 1. Those are the threads from week 1. And I feel super honored and grateful to all of you who are journeying with me, with us. And I would love to hear your thoughts, your feelings, and any of the threads that resonate. And also where you're tuning in from, because we're connecting grid points of the planet through our own consciousness, through our voices, and through our connection to countries. So we're not just connecting through our heart space and our the mycelial connection of our telepathic connectivity, but we're also singing and tuning our resonance through the country that we're sitting on, through the trees, through the waters, and they're all singing and speaking to each other through us. So yeah, interested to know where you're joining from. I'm going to finish with one final song, actually. This is a song that came through about a month or 2 months ago. And it's called Songchords. I'm going to sing the original version. So thank you very much for tuning in, and I'm going to end after I finish the song. Do you know the chords of your own song? They are part of the continuum of the song that's always been playing through the whispers of your imagination. Oh, curiosity was always meant to be uninhibited and free. Music in my body. Curiosity was always meant to be uninhibited and free. Music in my body. Oh, oh, do you know the chords of your own song? They are part of the continuum of the song that's always been playing through the whispers of your imagination. Oh, curiosity Was always meant to be uninhibited and free. Music in my body, curiosity was always meant to be uninhibited and free. Music in my body. And this is the version that I have refined for ceremony this weekend. I can hear the chords of my own song that is part of the continuum of the song that's always been playing through the sacred dance of creation. Oh, 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 oh. Our humanity can now live joyfully, uninhibited and free. The truth lives in my body. Oh, oh, oh. Thanks, gorgeous Jen. So nice to have you here. Thanks for coming to play. So much love to all of you. I feel like I'm going to be able to refine these transmissions as we go along. And I'll be here next week. Much, much love and curiosity and uninhibited play. Mwah.